journeys I facilitate is with an organization called Sixth Sun Immersions. The sixth sun is a time. Now, the interesting thing about time is that time is also space. Some people don't have different words for time and space, but without getting too deep into that, the name represents the time period that we're in as humanity. It's an opportunity, not a guarantee, of a radical transformation of our relationship with Earth to the degree that we can continue here as a species, or as some people call it, the human experiment. These journeys of Sixth Sun are maps of my own journey. And what I mean by that is that the basis of the company is a triangle. The first node of the triangle is cultural epistemology. Cosmovision, ways of knowing, ontology, way of being. Everything's rooted in that. Pat McCabe says, culture is a manifestation of Mother Earth through people in any given place. So in the world that we're in right now, there's a lot of ceremonies and there's a lot of things that happen where people are just picking one thread out of a culture and then using it and having no idea about the culture at all. They don't know the language, they don't even know the people's real name a lot of the time, right? Like everyone's like, the Aztecs or the Iroquois. It's like, those aren't their names. Aztec's a Spanish word, their name's the Mexica. The Iroquois, that's a French word, their name's the Haudenosaunee. So if they don't even know the name, how are you going to learn something about the culture, right? So the culture is really, really important. And that's the top node of these experiences. So the people get to learn from these grandmas and grandpas and these elders in these communities about their culture, their language, the way their languages are structured, the stories of their people, the cosmovisions, all of these sort of stuff, to give them an integrative way to approach what they learn. The second node of the triangle is traditional ceremonial plant medicine experiences. And I don't only mean plant medicines that are psychedelic. Like in Hawaii, they work with ava, or sometimes called kava. So we do work with the medicines in the traditional ways so that people can have a relationship with the plant and recognize that the plant is working on them. They're not only working with the plant, So these experiences help to enhance the multidimensionality of our perception of reality. And the third node is regenerative systems revelation. So in my talk, I mentioned that I'm not really a proponent of systems change because change is merely a mechanism of revelation of what's already there. So our sustainability, and I'll preface this by saying every job is a climate job. There's nothing that isn't in the climate because climate is an obscuration of Earth. It's a manifestation of Earth. So since we're nested in Earth, every job is a climate job. So when I'm talking about climate change, just know that this encapsulates everything with work. And there's a difference between work and toil. So regenerative systems revelation is about how do we implement the epistemologies and the worldviews of these indigenous peoples with the multi-dimensional perspectives that are enhanced with the plant medicines to bring this revelation of systems into fruition in our nodes of influence. And that's what these immersions are about. Now that's like a very serious way to talk about them, right? That's the mechanics. Then there's a meaning. And the meaning is to reconnect with who you are and where you are. And it's really simple because who we are is not my name and where I am is not the name of my town, So there's a deeper orientation to time and space that we are living in. Like it's bigger than Dunkin' Donuts, It's bigger than these small things that we make a big deal of. We're in space. There's not outer space, and it's not like that. We're in space. We need to know where we are and who we are if we're going to navigate our life. So these things in the immersions are not for your work, they're for your life. Someone asked me once, what does it take to have a conscious business? I said, it takes the person to be conscious. How are you going to build a conscious? There's no framework. You have to be conscious, So these things are about revealing a deeper consciousness in systems. And as I mentioned before in the talk, not new with an N, new with a K. Because we're revealing these things, they're already here. And this is what the immersions are for. So they bring in, we work with local people, we work with local musicians, we work with local food vendors, we're going to sacred sites, there's music, there's dance, there's cooking classes, there's everything, right? Because all of it is biocultural heritage. And biocultural heritage is the connection between human and nature, like the already existing connection. It's not biodiversity and human culture, it's biocultural heritage. It's the connecting point. So then we don't need to reconnect with nature because that word, they're already connected. So it remembers people into their landscape. It remembers them into their soul. So these immersions are very life-changing for people. Not only because we only work with the elders with super high integrity and like masters in their fields, but because they get to A, meet the community of people who are also in these transitions, but also B, they have experiences that create an ability for them to perceive reality as it is, not reality as they were taught. And that gives people a freedom. And I don't mean unrestricted autonomy, which is what our current view of freedom is. I mean a freedom in the ability to navigate their life in such a way that they start to become the creator of their choices. They take an autonomy to, as Steve Jobs says, make a little dent in the universe, Wow, I can do that? I can do that in my job? I never was grateful for my mother? My child doesn't have to go to that school. They can go to nature school? I can do that? It's like the world opens up, yeah? And she was already open, the world, but maybe, as Ramdas says, if your picture frame is this big and all you see is gray, just make the frame bigger. It's just a cloud. So remember that expanding the frame is really important. And that's what these immersions do, ultimately, is that's what they do.
And one concept I'd love to hear more about from you, and I say more because you just brought it up a little bit in your talk, is the concept of aloha, which is something I ask everyone about. So can you tell me what aloha means to you, and however you want to define it?
Such a beautiful word. Words are descriptions of energies. They talk about how energies move. So the word aloha, first of all, I'd like to say that it's not a human trait. It's an energy. And it comes from the earth, potentially from the cosmos. I don't know the difference between earth and cosmos, though. I'm still figuring that one out. But I like to say that aloha is not something that humans do. We get done by aloha, This is what I mentioned before with the plants. Everyone's like, oh, I'm working with this tea. No, the tea is working with you. Who is here first? The tea. You think you're smarter than the tea? Why, when you drink tea, you feel better? The tea helps you out. Now make sure you help the tea out. So aloha is like this for me. It's an energy that works with us so that we can do good work in the world. And I'm not talking about work like a job. I'm talking about living well. The good living, not the good life. The good life's about couches and cars. The good living is a different thing. So aloha helps us to have a good living. And Aloha also is a form of yoga for me. It's a form of relationship. It's a form of deep connection with the other so that the other disappears. It's a form of union through love. It's a form of radical hospitality. And I think of radical hospitality like Earth, like Mother Earth. Radical hospitality. Earth, like, look what we're doing to our home. Look what we're doing to our mother. And here she is, bananas, fruits, food, all of this stuff. Like, look at her just giving. That's radical hospitality. She's still giving. She still loves us. After all that. And we don't even know we're doing it, majority of us, you know? And she still loves us, and she's still just our mother. So aloha feels like that to me, you know? There's a word in Mexica, in Nahuatl. The language is Nahuatl. Tlasokamati. People say that means thank you, but it really is, I want to give to you like the earth gives to you. I want to speak love to you so that you become love. It's an energy that moves through us, yeah? So it's our job to cultivate the soil so that those seeds can grow. So aloha is also like water. It's also enabling us to feed ourselves and others. And I don't just mean feed like food, you know. I was told that sometimes the young person is supposed to work on the field so that they can feed the old person, and the old person then feeds the young person wisdom. So there's food like that too. So aloha is all of this, and Queen Liliuokalani, I believe, shared it's to like, I don't want to butcher the quote, but it's basically to know something without seeing it or hearing it. It's almost like you connect with the essence of it. And aloha is about connecting with the essence. So, because it is the essence, you know, just like forgiveness is a part of love. It's an appendage of love. Compassion is an appendage of love. And it feels like aloha and love might be like synonyms in a way, you know, love in action, like that.